Welcome back to another episode of Lost in the Farmer's Market Garden Shorts. Today, we're in the lab again, because that's the best way to film the subject in question, and the plant before you is something you might not recognize. Now we're going to take a look at this plant before I identify what it is. Zoom in a little bit. Anybody want to take a guess? No? That's okay. What we have here in the lab is ginger. The same kind you buy at the store, in fact, though my variety is red blooming, and I'm told that's quite unusual. Normally ginger is a white blooming perennial. Now, the scientific name of ginger is Zingiber officinale. Zingiber is from the language known as Sanskrit, and it means like a horn. That's referring to the shape of the tuberous roots, which are called rhizomes. Now, I do have to specify, a rhizome is not a root. A rhizome is a horizontally growing stem that grows underneath or nearly underneath the surface of the soil. You've seen these before in botanical concepts. Canna lilies have them. Yeah, okay. Irises are the most famous example of a plant with rhizomes. Everybody knows what iris roots look like, even up north. So this is a plant with a rhizome. Every member, well, I shouldn't say every member, but our most commonly known members of the ginger family have rhizomic growth. You've heard of turmeric before, I'm sure, and yes, that is the correct way to actually pronounce it. Not turmeric, turmeric. Well, it also has rhizomatous growth. I believe cardamom, it's the other cousin, also does, but don't count me on that. I'm working on an angle to get a specimen for the lab so that I can show you crazy things you can grow in North Cackalack. Well, ginger, table ginger, common ginger, whichever additional name you want to throw on there, is hardy in USDA zones 9 through 11. Darn, we're 8A. We're just shy, but that has never stopped me before. Soil pH preference is 5.5 through 6.5, and the exposure is give or take full sun. Now that comes with a grower's proviso from yours truly. I've been growing ginger for sale in the for the roots for sale in the winter for a couple years now. Actually more than 2 years, more like 5 years at this point almost. And I find that it does its best when it gets full morning sun, and then it gets some afternoon shade, but it's also under the drip line of a roof or something, or a tree. Apparently, the added humidity makes it grow faster. To the point that, and although you can't see it in this specimen, specimens that grow aggressively will start to push against the pot and deform it. Last year I had a 8-inch pot with ginger in it, and the pot went from round to a solid oval over the course of a growing season. I didn't notice until it was time to harvest. Ginger rhizomes are serious business, and they need wide pots that are maybe a third as deep as they are wide for optimal growing in pots. Well, the height is 1 to 3 feet, which that's totally believable. The spread is about 1 to 2 feet per year, though I would attest to this, but it also depends on how you grow them, where you grow them, what exposure. That's the same with everything else, though. Now here's the interesting thing. On a medicinal level, ginger can be used for upset stomach and nausea, including morning sickness during pregnancy. It has certain compounds that stabilize the stomach and remove the I mean, there's no other way to describe nausea and that whole feeling that maybe the world's spinning and you're going to puke. There's just I think everybody can agree that that's an adequate description. It also has an interesting anti-inflammatory effect. And it may also lower blood sugar, so that's good for you diabetics out there. I mean, a little ginger tea goes a long way. Not ginger ale, ginger tea. Now, although this isn't in the script, I'm going to talk about how to make ginger tea real quick. What you would do is you get a rhizome of ginger and you cut up little pieces. You cut off enough little 1 inch thick, roughly pieces, so that you can fill about a cup, a standard measuring cup. And then you would put that in 4 cups of water, and then at a bare minimum boil it until it's about a cup of water has boiled off. Or if you want to make ginger concentrate, you boil it until half the liquid is gone. What results you can drink. I would recommend sweetening it because it can be kind of burny and pow, right in the palate. My favorite trick is to take that, sweeten it a little bit, and then add it to tonic water, which has quinine. Quinine is this lovely substance that was originally used to fight yellow fever and malaria, especially around the building of the Panama Canal. But quinine is also an anti-inflammatory, so when you combine the two together, you have one inflammatory plus another anti-inflammatory. Now, I've read in a few references that ginger and turmeric are actually double anti-inflammatory, so that's 3 times the anti-inflammatory. You're so unswole that you're unswole while you're unswole. Swoleception. Yeah, so apparently it has one that stops active inflammation, and then it has another compound that stops new inflammation from coming up or reduces it. I mean, what's not to love about this plant? Now, I do believe you can eat the leaves under certain circumstances. I haven't tried this myself, but I have seen this in Asian ethnic dishes, specifically Thai cooking. Shaved ginger is a thing, and it's delicious. The candied crystallized ginger is still good for you. I mean, if you're diabetic, you might want to watch the sugar, but ginger does a body good. Now, here's some nutritional facts, because you need to know what's in your eating. You are what you eat, and you need to know what's in what you're eating. Per 5 1-inch diameter slices, they have 9 calories, 1 milligram of sodium, 2 grams of carbohydrates, 1% of your daily vitamin C uptake, and 1% of your daily magnesium uptake. They also have 46 milligrams of potassium. Who the hell needs bananas? You got ginger! I got a fever, and the only cure is more ginger. Keep them growing, folks. And by the way, I just want to stop this episode briefly to tell you this is the first of the new episodes. We're almost at episode number 50. Woo, baby. It has been a summer odyssey, and we ain't even done yet. At the moment, I'm doing less garden footage because the big fall tour is coming up, and also I have planted some surprises out there for fall, and they're going to be the new subject matter. This episode has been filmed legitimately on the 24th, and it's going to be posted within 24 to 48 hours, so it's fresh as they come. It's so fresh, you might have to slap this episode. But with that said, keep them growing, folks. Our next topic is shiso, also known as perilla. We're going to have fun with this one.